Here's a writer who burst onto the scene around 2017 and has made an indelible mark on Marvel Comics since. That's right, I'm talking about Saladin Ahmed. Now, my first reading experience of Ahmed's was in his very daring and very experimental Black Bolt, but it has since been his writing on the Miles Morales Spider-Man and then Kamala Khan Miss Marvel that has really demonstrated his ability to captivate readers with great characterization and unique plots. G'day, how's it going? This is Comics with your mate Failbait, and as I said, this is a comic recommendation that is all about Saladin Ahmed, starting with his Black Bolt comic series. It was a very brave endeavor into the mind of a king that made his writing stand out. And I think the writing talent really shines through the way he's able to humanize and make a relatable character out of someone who's an intergalactic king and also a mute character, considering so much of the storytelling is done through internal narration. Of course, Ahmed also finds a fun way around Black Bolt being mute by putting him in a space prison that has removed his powers. And with his newfound opportunity to speak, he's a man of few words or a king of few words. However, I still think Black Bolt's best scenes are ones that are told through silence. It really shows the stoic resilience and Spartan attitude that is bolstered by a regal sense of honor that makes him both captivating to read and impossible to disregard. All of it is so expertly drawn by Christopher Ward that, for all Ahmed's great writing and internal monologue, would be difficult to sell without the highly creative and talented art team. They're really able to maximize the potential in the setting of a space prison, using a vast array of coloring techniques to highlight its otherworldliness. And then the panel compositions that help us delve into the mind of Black Bolt, as well as the way he can use his powers, really helps to readers understand the turmoil brimming beneath that previously mentioned stoic exterior. So the full Black Bolt collection of 12 issues is on sale for 65% until the 30th of August and is absolutely worth it for the price alone. Buy it now! The second comic I'm eager to recommend is his introduction to Miss Marvel. Following the 5 or so years that G. Willow Wilson had in the series is not an easy thing. Ahmed, however, gives us a familiar and comfortable treat with a very exciting hidden center. It even continues our space adventure trend actually, as Ahmed and artist Minky Ujung with inks by Juan Velasco and colors by Ian Herring bring Miss Marvel into the far reaches of space to save some aliens, and it almost reads like a refugee and immigrant allegory, which is fantastic. Removing her from her home setting of Jersey City is ambitious and an interesting experiment, and that's something I really like about Ahmed's stories, is that he isn't afraid to take risks with his characters, because ultimately he understands them at their core, where even in outer space, Miss Marvel's excitement and eagerness at heroism remains one of her strongest points. She's in an unknown setting, but with friends and family, and it helps showcase that this character with multiple levels of depth, ranging from her cultural background to her heroic exploits, just join together perfectly. She may have the power to stretch, but Ahmed never has to reach far to articulate the messages of family, hope, and heroism. The cultural aspects that really made the story inspiring and also educational remain, which I really like, even in an outer space adventure. I also really enjoy the art. It's a bit of a softer palette, giving a more light-hearted feel to the teenage atmosphere, and then there's a great use of purples and magentas and otherworldly coloring to help deliver the space aspects of the stories. In some scenes, the coloring is a little bit washed out, but as you can see, during the action scenes, they're a little more bombastic and vibrant. So it really helps sell that, that two sides of Kamala, the teen and the superhero. Magnificent Miss Marvel, as this one is called, is the first two volumes are on sale for about 64% off, and it's a great read for fans of all ages and would make for a great gift for young readers too. Finally, it's Ahmed's writing on Spider-Man that really makes this sale truly spectacular. No, amazing. Ultimate even. While Miss Marvel was taken into space, Ahmed firmly grounds this Spider-Man story within the streets and homes and lives of Brooklyn. It's a testament to what makes Miles a really interesting character, as it delves into his mindset as much as his location. And for me, stories where the city feels as alive and vibrant as any other character in the story are some of my favorites, and it's certainly the case here. And it doesn't just read as a reskinned Miss Marvel teen character, or even just as another Spider-Man story. I think Ahmed really hits at the heart of what makes Miles who he is, exploring his biracial cultural background, providing with a personal voice and identity that shines through, especially when the dialogue just zips off the page with a captivating pace, drawing readers into the life of what it might be like to be a teenage superhero involving run-ins with villains like Rhino as well as reflections on the Avengers like Captain America. The artwork by Javier Garron and colorist David Curiel is strong, but once again has a few stylistic choices that differ from standard superhero comics. For me, the inks are a little bit light, which gives some characters the feeling that they're disappearing into the background. However, this is remedied during the more action-heavy scenes where Spider-Man's athletic and acrobatic abilities are drawn with purpose and precision. It just leaps off the page with such a dynamic energy that makes the action really fun and fast to read. These Spider-Man stories are on sale for 64% off as well, and are the highlight of Saladin Ahmed's Marvel Comics sale on Comixology. Thanks for watching this spotlight on one of Marvel's more diverse and culturally voiced writers whose talents are as enjoyable in comics as they are in prose novels. This has been Comics with your mate Failbait, and most of all, buy these comics while you still can. Thanks for watching.